Okay, so very good evening, students. And today we are going to start with the new session of our SST or social studies subject. In last session we had discussed about what money is and how does it work as a mediator there. Okay, between the in the exchange of the goods and things. Okay, and even we had seen the modern forms of money that we had discussed already about. After that we had seen deposits with banks, what happened to the deposited money, okay, and what is the work of the deposited money and how that bank uses that money, okay, and how the depositors are benefited to that thing again we are going to study, okay, in this session. Checks, which are considered the modern form of currency, okay, they can also be considered as money, okay, as they are the instructions. Check is the instruction to the bank to pay in the name of the payee, okay, in whose name the check is being issued, okay, that is done by the check. And I told you what could happen there, okay, if there is no sufficient amount in the bank account, and many terms and conditions are there, okay. So what deposit can do, this is also discussed over there, okay, and how does it means help, okay, how does it help in nation or country's development, economic development. Even most of the money is used in agricultural, industrial areas and infrastructure. Sometimes the government can also take loan from the bank and it can be used, okay, in the development of infrastructure, and it would be repaid by the government, okay, to the bank's respective bank. Now let us understand how these things take place. As you can see here, it is written loan activities of bank. So we have already discussed that the money is being deposited by the depositors into the bank account, into their respective bank account. That money is deposited. That money is deposited, okay, in the account. Now suppose, once again, suppose you have deposited your money with the bank. Now what is the work of the bank? What will it do with your money which you have deposited into that, okay. So that money totally is not kept with the bank, as bank acts as the mediator. It is or it works as a mediator, okay, or intermediate between the depositor and borrower. Now this word has come as borrower. So who is borrower? Who takes money from a bank, okay, in the form of loan or credit, okay. This is a borrower, okay. Now whatever the money is paid over there, deposited over there, okay, on that money the bank is mandatory to give the interest. So depositor earns interest and the borrower has to pay interest. Whatever the money you pay, you just deposit in the bank keeps few of the portion, is a very little portion of that deposited money, okay. Let's say it keeps only 15% of your cash, whatever you have deposited in the bank. 15% it is keeps the bank with it. Are you getting? Okay, only 15% money. Then what happened to 85% money which is deposited by the depositor there, okay. This is what the bank actually lent this money to the borrowers in the form of loan. Now there are certain possibilities, and not we can say the possibilities, but they are the facts. See, depositor make the deposit of his money into the bank, and he earns interest on the withdrawal of the deposit. Whenever you go to withdraw your money into the bank, so you will get the interest upon it. There may be the difference. On the other hand, take the loan. Who takes the loan from the bank? The borrower takes the loan from the bank. And as the depositor earns interest on the deposited money, but the borrower has to pay the interest on whatever the money he has taken in the form of loan from the bank. So he pays and he earns. So what is the difference here? The difference is of interest. Of what? Interest. Got it? Whatever the money is deposited into the bank by the depositor, let's say bank would pay him 4 or 4.5% of interest of on the deposited money, okay, by the depositor. But whenever it gives the loan to the borrower, it levies the high rate of interest, let's say 10% or 12% or 18%, whatever be the rate of interest could be there till 30%. Have you got? Till 30%
So
of
30% is too much, right?
yes,
Because
yes, it is too much. But
okay.
I'm telling you in form of all the banks. This is not related only to the nationalized bank. I'm telling
But
small finance banks are also available in India. Okay, they may levy till 30%. Okay, these are the third parties who actually credit the money into the borrower's account. Okay, and this is very difficult for the borrower to repay it. But in certain cases, these much percentage are applied. Okay, in certain cases, suppose the borrower has become bankrupt, suppose he is not able to repay his loan amount on time. Okay, so this may increase till 30%. Have you got? In this form, they actually impose such kind of interest on the borrower, not directly. Are you getting? Okay.
okay, sir.
So let us take example of this. So the bank, what did the bank do here? Actually, the money whatever was deposited on that only 4 or 4.5% was given to the depositor. Suppose let's say you deposit 100 rupees. So what will be the 4.5%? 4.5 rupees, isn't it? Okay, this much interest the bank would be given to the depositor. But what happened to the borrower? Borrower would have to pay 10% of the borrowed money. Let's say he borrowed 100 rupees. So what would be its 10%? Its 10% would be
10
rupees,
rupees.
10 rupees, right? Have you got? So what is the difference between this interest rate? 10 minus 4.5. In the sense, 5.5
rupees.
5.5 rupees would be the difference in the interest amount, whatever the bank has given to the depositor, and whatever the amount of interest or rate of interest was imposed upon the borrower. That difference is only the earning of the bank. This is the earning of bank. Have you got? This is how the bank actually make money. Understood? And from this difference only, it gives the salary to its employees, make some deposits elsewhere. It also put its money, or yes, it can put it money into the stock market and all. Okay, it can be listed over there on the NSE or BSE, that is National Stock Exchange and Bombay Stock Exchange. These two things are there, okay, on the Dalal Street. So in this way, the bank makes money from this difference, okay, of the interest. Have you got the point? Huh? So the bank gives the
Yes.
loan to the borrower, okay. Now the question is given there in your book. What if all the depositors would go and ask for their deposited money at once? What could be the possibility?
Sir, there will be no money in the bank.
There would no money into the bank. Yes. And what can be done in this situation then by the bank?
Take a loan.
Bank would again take the loan from other banks. A very nice question answer. Huh? No. In this regard, the bank would definitely ask the depositors and will give time to the certain depositors to come on certain days, okay, to withdraw their money. Have you got? It will not actually give all the depositors their money at once, because that much heavy cash would not be kept by the bank at the same
Sir,
time. Yes.
and there is also a limit, right? Actually, for ATM withdrawals, not more than 25,000 can be withdrawn by an ATM, and not.
I was about to come to this point. Limit was set by the bank, RBI. Actually, it was the initiative of RBI. Okay, so RBI had mandate it to make the limit, or to put the limit on the withdrawal of the money. At a time, you cannot exceed more than 50,000 in cash. If you want to withdraw such money, more than 50,000, so you would have to produce your PAN card. Okay. Even if you have to deposit more than 50,000, again, you would have to show your PAN card into the bank. It is mandatory. Okay. And suppose many of the activities, suppose, let us take an example of the depositor who is a very big tycoon. Okay. Business tycoon is there. Okay. He had deposited some money with the bank in last week, near about 1 crore rupees or 1.5 crore rupees he had deposited with the bank. Okay, but that much amount at once he cannot deposit. So what would he do? Actually, he would just separate the money, and for the whole week or some other days, he would separately deposit his money with the limits only. At a time, he would not go and deposit that much money in the bank. Okay. And suppose he had come over there. So he would have to inform the bank, as he would come on a certain day and he would require certain amount of money from the bank to be withdrawn. Okay. This provision is also given to the depositors if they want to withdraw their money. Have you got the point? So what is the main, have you got? Okay, so what is the main source of income of the bank? Interest. Main, let us come back to the point. Main source of income of the bank, that is interest. Okay, so what is done to your money by the bank, we have just seen over here. The question which was which is given in the book on page number 42. As you can see, what do you think would happen if all the money means depositors went to ask for their money at the same time? So this would not happen until there would some rumors about the bank, okay, as if the bank is going to be bankrupt. Have you got the point? Huh? Only in this case all the depositors may reach to the bank and can ask for their money to be withdrawn. Understood? Till that time, it is not possible. So the major portion of the deposit is issued by bank is exchange loan to the people for various economic needs. Now these needs can different from borrower to borrower. One can borrow the loan from the bank, uh, let's say for agricultural activities. One can borrow for business activity. One can borrow for purchasing of home. Personal loan can be, okay, can be asked by the means borrower towards the bank. Okay, such kind of loan activities can be taken place over there. Now on page number 43, you may see there different credit situations are given. Can you see there? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Please reply at once. This is called as the credit arrangement. Now, what kind of arrangement, agreement, what kind of arrangements or agreement you may say, okay, is done while we get credit from the bank and we take credit from the bank, okay? In the sense, credit can be a good one or a bad one as well. It is depending upon the situation in which you have credited money, okay, or you have borrowed money from the bank. Two situations are given in your book, story of Salim and story of Swapna. As you can see here, Salim is looking, Salim seems very happy, whereas Swapna is very unhappy here. Both have borrowed money from the bank and various sources of credit, okay, in the form of loan. Have you got the point? Okay, so
Yes.
just take an example over here. The credit refers to agreement in which the lender, where the lender supplies the services or goods or money, okay, in the form of loan, in the form of credit, and this credit requires repayment in future. Until and unless you promise to repay your money, okay, with interest, so nobody would lend you money, understood, in the form of loan or credit. So the credit agreements can differ in different situations of lending and borrowing. While lending money, there are many terms and conditions that the borrower has to fulfill, okay, or the bank would see if the person who is borrowing the loan, okay, or credit, if the person is able to repay or not. Understood? Have you got the point?
Yes, sir.
So,
Sir,
uh-huh.
and also the borrower, to receive a loan, the borrower should have any property which is more than the loan amount.
That is a collateral upon which we are
Sure.
going to study after this, okay. That is a form of security where the bank keeps with it, okay. And
Yes.
many times, means all the times, whenever the bank lend money to to the borrower, okay, so that time your CIBIL score is also very important, okay. If your CIBIL score is less than 750, so it is very difficult to get the loan amount from the bank. Even if you are asking for 10,000, these small money also cannot be credited into your bank account if your credit score is low. Understood? That I will tell you later on. But before this, just take the vital and very important feature of credit. As we have already, means I have already said that it may be the good and the bad impact upon the borrower. What kind of good and a positive thing that the credit can give to the borrower? This you might understand from the example which is given there in your book. First example is given of Salim, who in the festive season, his work is, what kind of work does he do? Actually, he is a shoe manufacturer.
Footwear.
He actually produced the footwears. Okay. And in the festive season, he got suddenly 3,000 shoes he has to deliver within a month or two. Within a month. Okay. So what happened? Actually, he borrowed loan from the various sources. Okay. And even he asked them that he would repay the loan amount within the time at certain rate of interest. Understood? Then after means what the orders from where he got, he asked them for the advance money so that he would use that money into his manufacturing unit, at his manufacturing unit. And after that, he did it. He made it possible to be happen there. Okay. And he delivered 3,000 shoes till the time of delivery. Okay. Into the market. And through this, whatever the money he had borrowed, he repaid from the earnings of the of selling of the shoes or footwear. Okay. And whatever the rest money was with it with him, he kept with him. Okay. As the profit he made into his business. So what kind of impact of credit happen here? Good impact, or we can say the positive impact. So all the times credit cannot be considered as a bad thing. It may be may become as the positive result if you are using it correctly and at the time wherever it is needed. Unnecessarily, if you are taking credit or loan from others, whether it is a bank or a person, okay, so definitely you would have to repay more than that of money. Okay, whatever you have paid and yeah, whatever you have borrowed, and even the interest rate can be increased. Okay, and the cycle can be started there. That is called in other ways debt trap, that we are going to study in the coming time over here in the session. Okay, so what kind of positive role of credit be there? The positive role of credit is it helps actually people in establishing and running their businesses, to run their business. Okay, let me clear here by writing. So credit, what does credit do? It helps in running the business. First thing. Second, in the small scale industries, it can help in the production. It can help in production of Samarth Misra is actually asking to join from 2 IDs. Okay, so it can help in production of small scale industry. What is small scale industry, you might have studied it in your not ninth and eighth standard. Have you studied it?
Yes, sir.
Small scale industry where the capital is less, the labors are less, okay, and its turnover is also less than the means large scale of industry, okay. Then the positive role of credit can be said into the form that if you are getting you are taking house loan and education loans, so they help people in construction of houses and promoting education of their children, okay. So in the form of, what is this, in the form of education and housing loan, okay, it may fulfill the dreams of the people, as basic dream of the common person is getting education, getting married, and some good salaried or handsome salaried job, then house, construction of house, and lead a good life with the family. This is only the dream, okay, of many people in, not in our own country, but in general, I'm telling you, okay. So such kind of loans can uh, help the people to fulfill their dreams, okay. This is the positive impact. Another positive impact of credit can be in rural areas. Farmers need actually credit to buy seeds in rural areas, where farmers get loans or take loans, and they can fulfill their needs and requirements in the beginning of the season, that rainy season, where they toil in their fields. At that time they need to borrow, or they need to purchase various kinds of seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, water, electricity. In many things they need money, okay, and they actually borrow it from the uh, bank in the form of crop loan. Which loan? Crop loan. This crop loan is easily available to the farmers at the nearest bank, and they actually pay such loans at the time of harvest, and the repayment of such kind of loans is also depending upon the production of the crop. Otherwise there would be the difficulty would be faced by the farmers, okay, as well. But we are not thinking about negative aspect of the credit. We are actually talking about the positive aspect of the credit, okay. Second thing can be there, the credit is supposed to increase income and raise standard of living as well. How? Now there would be the question, there might be the question in your mind, that how credit can make it possible to uplift the standard of living of the people. Yes, it can be done if the credited amount is used in a proper manner. If credited amount is used in a proper proper way, okay. Suppose you are using your credited amount in wrong way, definitely you would not be able to repay it on time, okay, and the credited amount and the interest would be doubled, maybe doubled, okay, if you are using it in wrong way. So what happens in Salim's case? What kind of impact you have seen there? The positive impact you have seen there. Understood? He obtained loans from two sources as given in the book, to meet the expenses of production on and completed the production in time. This way he increased his earnings, and credit made his life better off than before, whatever you see here, okay. Let us understand now the bad impact of the credited amount. Okay, or you may say it as bad or debt trap role of credit or effect of credit. What can be done there? Or what would happen? Just go through the example which is given, Sapna's case or problem, whatever is there. Sapna actually had to sell her part of land to pay off the loans she had taken from the money lender because the debt had grown over the year into a large amount. So Swapna was put into the worst situation while she was actually clutched in the debt trap. In which trap? Debt trap. So usefulness of credit depends on the risk in the situation and may worsen the condition. How? There should be some support in case of loss. Credit is a part of risk. Credit is a part of risk. Whereas you are crediting or you are borrowing money from somewhere else, so there should be what should be there? What happened to me? There should always be B plan. What is this B plan? Suppose in case you are unable to pay the credited amount, okay, for which you have borrowed the amount, okay, so there must be the B plan to repay the loan. Otherwise, you can be trapped into the debt cycle. Which cycle? Debt cycle. Okay. How? To repay the first loan, you would have to take another loan from the money lender or other sources of creditors. Okay. Farmers in rural areas take loan mostly from informal sources like money lenders. Credit may put the farmers in difficulty where farmers take loans from informal sources such as money lenders and others. Okay, like small finance bank, or some person is living there who is very rich. That is what we refer him as money lender in the village. Okay, in such cases the farmers can be trapped. Okay, this money lender sometimes is very cunning, and he may ask the farmer to transform his land into his name. Okay, if the farmer is not able to repay the amount. Understood? Third bad impact or bad role or bad effect of credit can be loans from informal sources are costly and eats up larger part of income of the borrowers. High interest rate they have to pay. Students, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
High interest rate, the farmers have to pay to the money lender. Okay, this is what the bad effect of credit. Fourth thing, the most important and most vital as well, we may consider it. Sometimes there is a failure of crops. There may be different reasons behind it. like no rain. Okay. Suppose some diseases are being caught by the crop. Okay, to the crop. Suppose diseases have been spread over there throughout the agricultural land. So in this case, crop failure or inability to repay loan worsens the situation, and the borrower has to sell his or her assets like land. This is what happened with Swapna into the example. And whenever to repay the loan, it is very impossible for them. They have to sell off their assets to repay the loan. Assets to repay the loan. So whatever I have said just now, there always be a B plan. Which plan? B plan. For what? From one source of income, if you are failure to give the to repay the money or to repay the credited amount or loan amount, so there must be the another source of income, so that by the time, not at once, but with the passage of time, you would be able to repay the amount. Have you got the point? Okay. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's leave the class. Kritika. Why is she? 1 second. Let me put the message there. Okay, now till this, have you got the point? Okay, whatever the credit forms and what kind of things can happen to the borrower if it goes in the right way or with the positive impact. So the credit can make the person happy, okay, or happier than before in his life. And sometimes it may be a problem like Swapna, if suppose she or he is not able to repay the loan in time. Okay, he may be caught into the situation where we can say that the person can be pushed in debt trap. Wherever you are using and you are able to just fulfill the loan amount, okay, whatever you have been credited from the bank or other sources. So if you are fulfilling your commitment, okay, and if you are repaying it, so it may increase your income, it may make you happier than before in your life. Okay, so in this way we can consider that credit always is not a bad thing, but it is bad whenever you are not able to repay it on time. Now let us understand terms of credit. Now we have understand that what is credit and how can it be impacted, okay, in the situations, in different situations. Through the book as well as through some points, we have understood what is credit and how it can help us to make our life better, and even it can help us to put us into the trap, understood, or in difficulties or problems. Have you got it?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay, so now terms of credit actually consist how the two things are there, how the loan amount, loan amount would be credited. First thing. Second thing, what would be the schedule, or we can say the form of repayment of loan. Got it? दो चीजें हो सकती हैं. The creditor or the lender would ask the borrower on which basis the loan should be credited to him. Okay, there are some terms and conditions. And what would be the mode of payment? There you may consider it. Okay, mode of payment in the sense, in the form of cash you are repaying your amount, in the form of gold you are repaying amount. Such kind of things can be happen over there. So terms of credit refers to conditions and requirements that need to be fulfilled to obtain the loan. What are the terms? Terms are the conditions and requirements by the lender. These are the terms which are put on the borrower. First thing. Second thing, a specific rate of interest that the borrower must pay along with the principal amount. Along with what? Sorry. Repayment of the principal amount. Principal amount with interest. And even what would be the interest rate, okay, that the borrower would repay, understood, to the creditor or the lender. Have you got the point? These are the terms. Then lender may demand for collateral, as in bold on page number 44 it is written. Can you see there in your book? Is the book with you? See there.
Yes, sir.
Something is written in bold. What is written? Collateral is an asset that the borrower owns, such as land, building, vehicle, livestock, deposits with bank in the form of FD, you may say, and uses this as a guarantee or security to a lender until the loan is repaid. Until the loan is repaid, so collateral can be done, or the demand for collateral, okay, can be put by the lender towards the borrower against the loan amount. What do you think? Why the banks make such? Why do the banks make such kind of agreements or do the agreements with the borrowers?
Sir,
Sir, in case they're not able to repay the thing, there should be something that they have in control in order to sell it and make back whatever they have lost.
But do you think?
sir, actually banks verify whether you have a proper source of income, and if you suddenly lost your job, you don't have any money, then
Okay.
there should be something other else to sell it and then repay the loan.
Very
So
good.
which is why they always demand for a collateral.
But what would happen if suppose that collateral is not worth to the amount of credit? It may be, if suppose
then
it may
yes, sir.
happen only if the time of repayment is increased. मान के चलो, just
Sir,
take
if
suppose
whatever
let
the
me,
property
let
is
me
there.
explain first. Okay, suppose
Yes,
the
sir.
loan amount is given for 5 years in the equated monthly installment. That is what we say EMIs. Okay, equated monthly installments. Now that whatever the collateral was done or asked by the bank till the till 5 years, its value was as it is, as they could sell it off or something. They may put that collateral into the auction and whatever the banks can do with that. Okay, but suppose the borrower is taking much time to repay it, the value of collateral may be depreciated. Understood? Have you got the point? So there is a term NPA, that is non-performance asset, whenever you are not paying your loan at time. Understood? And in this case, the bank may meet with the loss of for that particular loan amount. Understood? Even if the collateral was auctioned or sell off by the bank, still suppose that much amount of loan the bank could not recover, so bank considered it as NPA. That is called non performing asset. Have you got it? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
I got
sir.
it.
Okay. Who is not there in the meeting? Okay. So in this way, the lender or the banks can ask or can put demand for collateral as security against the loan. Okay, it is the security against the loan, whatever the borrower is keeping with the bank. Understood? This is the another term. Second term of credit can be, or the next term, the formalities of formal sector loans require proper documents to sanction loan. What kind of documents if they require from you? They would require, if you are employee or salaried person, so they would require salary slip. Okay, your appointment letter, appointment letter can be asked by the bank. Okay, that is also called as joining letter, right? Appointment letter is a joining letter. Okay, joining and appointment both are different, but they may be considered as one. Okay, so these things can be asked. Statement of the bank, if your salary is deposited on time or not. Statement of bank, these documents can be asked by the banks or the lender who is lending you money in the form of credit. Okay, statement of banks maybe. Even if you are providing all these things, so the bank actually requires the guarantor. What do you think? Why the banks require guarantor against the loan in someone's name? There is a condition when the guarantor is required by the bank. What kind of condition is this? Suppose your income is getting less than what you are borrowing. So in this case, suppose the bank feels, even if you are able to repay the amount in time, okay, with all the conditions, even if it is fulfilling by you, still the bank would require the guarantor if suppose you become the bankrupt. Okay, if you become bankrupt, so in this case the bank can ask the guarantor, okay, the bank can ask the guarantor to repay the loan, because he had taken or she has taken your guarantee as you would repay the amount on time. Understood? This is also required by the bank, but it is not the form of collateral. Okay, this is what a part of documents required by the bank at the time of loan. Have you got the point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. one एक मजेदार बात ये है that even if your salary is being credited into the bank, and from same bank, if you are asking for the personal loan and other loans as well, even if you will have to show your all the things are means fulfilled. They will see that your civil score is good, your salary is credited on time. You how do you even withdraw your money at once? You are withdrawing whole money or what? Or it is actually withdrawal with some interval time, okay, interval of time. Such kind of things happen there into the bank, in the bank. Okay, it happened with me as well. I'm telling you my personal experience. Okay, they asked me the proper statement, that they could not see the proper statement of withdrawal of the money in my statement. Okay, so such kind of problems you may face at the time of fulfilling the terms and conditions by the banks or money lenders, whether they are formal sector or informal sector. They would definitely ask for it. But in formal sectors, you may get the loan easily, as definitely on the high interest rate. Okay, but if you want to reduce your interest rate, so you'd have to go for the formal sectors, where the things can be easily repaid. Sorry, the money can be easily repaid, understood, to the bank. Then at that time, the mode of repayment, this is also one of the terms and conditions. What is that? Mode of payment or repayment, you may say. This is also a term and condition by the bank or lender. It is also part of credit agreement in which the loan is being sanctioned. Second term or the last term can be considered as the terms of credit are not always same, and they are vary depending upon the nature of lender and the borrower. Nature of the lender and the borrower in the sense, suppose you are asking the loan in the government sector, government sector loan and private sector loan, where government sector loan actually require the salary in every month that is deposited into your bank account. Private sector loan, they would just see your income source and the statement in the bank. If you are transacting in the bank properly or not, statement in the bank. Okay, so the private sector may provide you credited amount or the loan amount, okay, at once, if they would not interfere into your other things or other matters. Okay, they would just see your income source, your statement in the bank, some documents, legal documents they would be provided. But as easy as they provide you the loan, they levy the high interest rate, and that is what the main income source of such kind of private sector loan activities. Okay, so that is why it is said that the nature of the lender and the borrower may be different or vary from person to person, from sector to sector. Have you got it? There, another thing, that why the collateral is kept with the bank means, we may consider it as importance of collateral. Why the bank keeps such things with it? So collateral is asset that the borrower owns, as we have already discussed. Okay. Second thing, collateral is demanded by the lender because collateral acts as security against loan. These two importance you may pay, you may write there. First thing, what can be done there? It is an asset. Suppose the question is being asked over there, what is the importance of collateral? So you may describe in such a way that by keeping these 2 points in mind: assets with the borrowers. Okay. Second thing, this is a security with the bank, okay, or the lender. Got it? Against the credited amount or loan amount. Suppose they ask you the question, the board asks you the question that what is the importance of collateral? So you would have to write this answer into the favor of bank. What could be the favor of bank here? Can anybody tell? Kritika, can you tell? Adarsh? Adarsh?
Guaranteed, no, sir.
Huh? Suppose the board is asking you a question, what is the importance of collateral? In both the terms, you would have to write in favor of the bank and what could be done to the borrower as well. If suppose he is unable to repay the loan amount. Have you got? In both the cases, you would have to write there. So point wise, you will write what could be done to the bank and what could be done to the borrower. Understood? So there may be the question that will explain the importance of collateral, or why the banks or the money lenders, they ask for the collateral. Okay, they demand for the collateral. So you would be or you should be able to write the answer in a proper way. So these 2 points are very important and you can stretch such points. Okay, what can you do? You can stretch them. I'm writing here, stretch the points. Stretch the point, it means what I want to say. Can you please tell?
Give examples.
Examples, or this asset with the bank. So you would have to add some as a name of the asset over there. You would have to write the proper point. I have written only in point here. Okay.
There
You
are
would
also
have-
clauses.
Yes, yes. What could be the bad impact of collateral upon the bank as well as the borrower? Understood? So such kind of importance you have to tell or write into the exam. Have you got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this way, we have seen here the terms of credit. Actually, this lesson is totally depending upon the day-to-day activities that we do. Okay, and such things you might have seen your surrounding as well. Okay, most of the time such things take place at our home, as we always deal with the banks. Okay, it does not mean that if we are very rich, so we would not require any kind of loan from the other sources. Okay, it is required by all actually. Understood? So just whenever you think about the credit, about the loan, okay, bank, lender, borrower, farmers, manufacturers, whatever there are in your surrounding, they are in your surrounding. So just think about their money transactions, their way of dealing with the bank, lenders, okay, and even the deal of the bank with the borrowers. Such kind of things you have to keep in mind, then only you would be able to write or extend the answer into the exam. Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so let us finish the class with the class here. Rest of the things would be discussed by day after tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so have you please go through the chapter, whatever we have discussed till now. Okay, in the chapter, that portion only you read. Write down 2 things there as homework I'm giving there. Please write down. Don't leave the class right now. I'm telling you. Are you able? Sorry, are you ready? Shall I?
Yes, sir.
So write first question. Explain the importance of collateral with examples. Second, why do banks and money lenders demand for collateral while disbursing the loan? Have you written?
Sir, I'm writing.
Written?
I'm still writing.
So that's all for today. We will meet in social studies lecture on Thursday. Till that
Sir, how
time,
should we submit the homework?
you just send me personally. Okay.
Okay, sir, sure.
So
Okay,
can I
then,
repeat
bye-bye.
second question?
Second question is why do banks and money lenders demand for collateral while disbursing
Yes.
the loan?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
Sir, can you also give the weightage of each question so that we
No,
know
you
how
just
much to
write.
get?
You just write freely there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I'm
sure.
not taking it as a test. Just you write and show me what.
No, sir, it's as a practice, so we know how much to write for each
Okay.
number of.
I'm going to share one question paper also in the group. You just go through it. Okay. SST paper is there. So what kind of
Yes.
question are being asked over there? Sample question paper it is. So just go through it and just try to understand what kind of questions they ask and what could be the weightage over there. Okay. What is the weightage over there? Okay. For each chapter. Actually, it is not given chapter wise over there, but the questions you may understand from which chapter they have asked. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Please go. Okay, then. Bye-bye. Have a nice time. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Thank you.